Ever catch yourself listening to a podcast intro and think, okay, yeah, I'm hooked?
Happens to me all the time.
Right, like something just pulls you in.
Totally.
Well, today we are diving deep into what makes a podcast welcome message so captivating.
Ooh, fun. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, we're going to really dissect it because even those quick greetings, they're actually super strategic.
Makes sense, yeah. Every second counts.
Exactly. Especially if you're trying to, build an audience and keep people engaged, which, let's be real, we all are.
Sure, for sure.
So we're going to break down a welcome message from an English learning podcast.
Okay.
See how it just draws those listeners in.
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Okay, so right off the bat, the host, Juan Antonio, he's like, welcome to the English Learning Podcast.
Okay.
Straightforward, simple, but so warm, right?
Yeah, totally. It's like instantly disarming. Like, come on in.
Yes. It's so welcoming.
Yeah.
And I think that warmth, it really taps into this psychology thing, the familiarity principle.
Right. We gravitate towards what feels safe and familiar.
Exactly. And when something feels comfortable,
you're more likely to stick around. It's like that barrier to entry is lower.
It's so true. And speaking of sticking around, he doesn't waste any time. He jumps right into what the channel is all about. Making English learning simple and, get this, fun.
Smart. So many people hit a wall with language learning because it feels overwhelming.
Totally. And by calling that out, he's like signaling, this is for you if you're one of those people.
It's all about that niche targeting. Attracting the right listeners who actually vibe with your whole deal.
Exactly. And it makes them much more likely to become, those loyal listeners.
Absolutely. They're the ones who are going to stick around, engage, spread the word.
Yes. And then he goes on to highlight, okay, here are the benefits if you subscribe.
Oh, nice. Hit me with those benefits.
So, easy to follow lessons.
Love it.
New content regularly.
Keep it coming.
And he mentions a supportive community.
That sense of community is so key. Especially with online learning, it can feel isolating otherwise.
It's huge. And he really emphasizes that.
Very smart. He's really building up the value.
Right. He's giving you all these reasons to hit that subscribe button.
See, that's what I mean about strategy. He's framing it in a way that speaks to what listeners actually want.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. It never feels salesy or pushy.
Right. He's not being all, subscribe now or you're missing out.
Ugh. The worst.
The worst. This is way more like, hey, we've got this awesome thing going on. Feel free to join us.
Yes. It feels like an invitation, not a demand.
Exactly. Like an embedded command.
Yeah.
You're subtly guiding the action without being aggressive about it.
Oh, I like that. Embedded command. Subtle, but effective.
Totally. And way more likely to get people to actually, subscribe.
Yeah.
Because they're not turned off by a pushy approach.
It makes all the difference. And then he wraps it up.
How does he end it?
Super positive. Leaves you feeling excited, can't wait to hear what's next.
Smart. Ending on a high note.
Right. It's like leaving them wanting more.
You got to create that anticipation, especially with podcasts, where it's so easy for people to just jump to the next thing.
So true.
You want them to actually put it in their queue and be like, okay, can't wait to listen to that next episode.
It's amazing how much goes into even just that quick intro.
Right. Every single detail matters.
It's so true. So whether you're dreaming of launching your own podcast or just thinking about that next presentation or post, you got to craft that intro carefully.
It's the first impression.
Yes, it sets the tone. Make it welcoming, make it valuable, and leave them wanting more.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I hope you all found that helpful. Happy podcasting.
Or, presenting or posting or whatever you're doing.
See you next time for another deep dive.
Bye, everyone.